And this is the turbot fish farm. I reckon it was on Rick Stein, but I can't remember. Jersey turbot. They will be available on the fish market, but I've got nowhere to cook it. And I don't actually like flat fish anyway. Anyway, here's my little car. I might buy one of these, you know. Put a big roof rack over the top, as long as the surfboard can fit on, that'll be fine. Still here at St Catherine's, lobster pots in the background, but seeing these boats here reminded me that I have actually sailed in this boat as well. With my dad, I was only a kid, teenager. And we went out there and an almighty fog came in and we had to guess which way the land was. Had a fair idea because the fog came in quickly, but wasn't instant. So many terrific bays and little beaches on the island. This is, of course, the famous Montorgueil or Gorey Castle. Time Team did a big dig on that. That's the only one that I've ever thought of worth watching. Gorey Harbour down there. The boys and I had lunch here 20 years ago. And we're going to try and get up to the dolmen, see what it says, if I'm allowed to turn right up here. Access to premises only, not there. So, I know there's dolmens. Can't see over the bloody seawall. These are the Hougue dolmens, and there's nowhere to park. I've had to come into this paddock. Drove past them once, knew they were there because I had brought the boys here last time. I don't know where I parked last time either. Anyway, I'm in a paddock there so people can get past. That's St Catherine's breakwater in the distance, and over behind these houses is Gorey Castle. See my little car parked there in the paddock, walking down this road which leads me up this way. Well, this is all pretty young. It's only 4000 BC, 6,000 years ago. There you go. Let's go and have a look-see. I don't know whether Nicholas and Andrew watching this, whether you remember coming here when I brought you to Jersey. Oh, what's all this day? Yeah. Bearing in mind there were small people. The best information that we seem to have is that nobody quite knows. Anyway, imagine getting that on top. So I'm stopping here at Hougue Bie. The last almonds were just over the top of that hill there. And we've done Hougue Bie, everybody's done Hougue Bie. It's actually Montalgo Castle at Hougue Bie Harbour. But this is the bay. And you see that post in the water there? That points, see that tower out the back? That's the only square tower of all the Martello towers that were built during the Napoleonic War. And you can walk out to it, but it's got to be extreme low tide. And right now the high tides are about 12 noon. So another couple of days and I'll have to get up and start walking out there about 8 in the morning if I'm going to go. I've only ever done it once before as boys. Now this is the main coast road that we're on. That's the back road. This is the main road. Just back into the parish where I used to live. Spend most time, all that northern area, hardly ever spent any time there at all. Down here is sort of my playground. Coming out, we're going to see that Seymour Tower on the left hand side. Obviously that's where the sea is. If needs be, I'll stop somewhere. Just now, there it is out there. Fair walk. You sort of follow the tide out. Actually, plenty of time. Don't make a big deal out of it. It's only if you're an idiot you get caught. Me and the boys, that's family from just on the next corner. Had 4 boys as well, and we walked not just out to the tower but from home out to the tower and back one day. Birds nesting, looking for the various terns and seagulls, the various birds that lay their eggs out on those rocks, just on the bare rocks, and the eggs are sort of conic shaped, so they roll around on the rock instead of rolling off the edge. A friend of ours used to run one of those mobile cafe things along here. Martello towers all around this southern part of because it's the lower end, the northern part of the island's all cliffs, too hard to land armies much anyway. And then we'll be coming around the headlands into St Clement's Bay. You can walk all the way along the beach here, the other side of these houses on the left. I thought that was an Australian flag for a minute, but it could be too. That's the main road for you. I reckon that's the jetty shack that my dad's friend used to run. We're at Hougue. Okay. General Seymour Conway, the Governor of Jersey, ordered a series of round towers to be built around the coast to defend the island. The first four completed. Buildings spread up after the French invasion of 1781. The towers were reached by a door on the first floor, which was reached by a ladder which could be drawn inside if there was any danger. Anyway, the reason I've stopped here is because around that next point is truly the beach that I used to spend. We used to wander around. Occasionally we come round this far for a big long walk. And we'd go out to, I know we went out to those rocks that are out there. Low tide fishing, that's about as far as you could get out on the average low tide. Here's one of those towers, obviously. There's another one out there. A round one on the rocks. And there's a round one on that point out there. And then that's the square one that I want to walk out to. I'll be driving right past my old house in a moment, but I think I'm just going to keep going today. It's 2:45 now. I've been touring, I don't know, what time did I start, 10:30? Half an hour. I'm sort of ready for my sauna and spa and swim in my internal pool, quiet beer. Don't think I'll have an afternoon nap. Might do some video editing, might not. And then look for somewhere to have a feed. I played clarinet last night in the lounge. Don't know whether I got the girl in trouble. She did say it was okay. But all the other waiter staff and people were looking at me as though I shouldn't really be there. I played for about an hour. Okay, well now we're really on my beach. Well, actually not quite. We've got to go around the next point. This is Green Island out here. And I stopped here. I accidentally turned up this car park. I was intending to drive all the way back to the hotel the other side of the capital city, St Helier. But I was wondering where Witch's Rock was. I knew it was so, and I went past it. So I thought there was no parks here. So I pulled into the next one. So this is Witch's Rock. It is on private land. It's rather grand mansion at the end, where my dad is island phys ed coordinator. Once did a gymnastics display on the front garden of that place. So I'm going to sneak into the driveway, take a picture of Witch's Rock, hope I don't get caught. That's appropriate to find the black cat, nearly black, at Witch's Rock. Okay, let's see how far we get. Concealed CCTV, there we are. Hello. Just having a look at Witch's Rock. Now we have to go anti-clockwise around Witch's Rock. There's some little bits of concrete up there. What would they be up there for? There's a person. Don't need any confrontation. There used to be a sign up calling it Witch's Rock. I suppose too many people used to come in. When we were here 20 years ago, they'd taken it down. And now it appears it's called Hougue Bie. Here I am wondering why this guy flying an Australia flag. 26th of January, Australia Day. After all, with Expedia, it's not like filling in the Jersey Customs form. So in the Jersey Customs and the passenger locator, traveller locator forms that French and UK and Jersey governments, I don't tell even little fibs on that. But when the Expedia and Qantas and all those things, they give me options for Professor and other things. I always tick Professor, so I think I'm booked in here as Professor John Bolton, so I have to live up to it. But maybe I should grow my hair a bit longer. There's a guy in Gawler who calls me the Nutty Professor. Changing the camera. So I'm just having a quiet night here on the bayfront. Starting off with a soup, and I think I'm going to have the Hougue Bie scallops next. That's 2 entrees. That'll probably do me. It occurs to me that I haven't given much of a view of the hotel where I'm staying. And it is the Jersey Grand Hotel. It is, in my mind at least, probably not anymore, one of the grandest hotels in Jersey, certainly for location, right on the beachfront, right in the centre of town, but on the beachfront, and changing camera. So there are so few people here in winter, which has its huge benefits. But this is the second tier dining room. I was in the first tier one today, but the guy was saying they couldn't open it up because they had no bookings. So I'll show some video of that later, but this is what I'm eating. So when you get the check in a restaurant and it says a discretionary 10% tip has been added to your, what is it? It's not a tip anymore, is it? It's part of the bill. Nothing discretionary about it. It's designed to make you feel like a bad person if you say take it off. Same thing happened at Rick Stein's restaurant. It was 12.5%. I don't like that. I like to tip people. I tipped the guy here today £5, $10 basically. It didn't do anything special, but he'll feel good about me and help me over the next few days. The waiter that just served me and got his discretionary 10% doesn't feel any better or worse about me, because it wasn't a personal relationship thing, it was just part of the bill, and I don't like it at all. So, there being no one around, there's Elizabeth Castle way out in the distance, illuminated, and we can go through the automatic door, or let's go through. And I could tell you, the only place this comes up to for me is the toilets. Sure, it goes elsewhere. One restaurant down there. The other one which I ate in is through there. And then all sorts of interesting things. Let's go up these stairs here. There are lifts, which I'm happy to say makes it different to where I stayed in Paris and Strasbourg. But this costs a bit more too. And I'm just coming up because I think the staircase is just a nice touch. And I always use the stairs when I can, if I'm not carrying a bloody 23.5 kilo bag. So, I'm down here somewhere.